Hi, I'm your host, Erica Polsinelli, and welcome to Evolve by Erica, the podcast, where we talk all things spirituality, ascension, health, wellness, and beyond. I'm so excited that you are here. Come on in. Hello guys, and welcome back to another solo episode. This is a Q&A episode answering any questions that I have received lately. I put up a little sticker on Instagram, which I love to do because I love hearing from you guys. I love to know what you're wondering, what you want to learn more about, and what I could possibly provide some direction on. So we're going to get into it. I recently was asked how long I meditate in the morning, and I want to share this in a very mindful way. So I'm going to start with saying I started my practice with 3 minutes of meditation each day, and it's led me to my current situation. So no matter where you are in your practice, 3 to 5 minutes is very effective. But as you start to develop a longer practice, or a more consistent practice, you might yearn to go a little bit longer. And mine was a very slow evolution. If I'm just limited on time one day, I will make sure I tune in and connect to my breath and bring my nervous system into a very calm state. And however many minutes that takes, I will do it. But overall, I like to spend about 40 minutes meditation a day. I could easily go more towards an hour if I have the time and space. It's always about what I have going on that day. So that's where I'm at. But I see this as pretty much a requirement for me because I'm a teacher and I have a high standard for myself. And if I'm going to share about how important a morning practice is and teach others how to have a morning practice, I'm going to make sure that mine's top tier. So I'm delivering my most clear, aligned, centered channel of information that I can. And for me, I'm my best version of myself the more meditation I get. That's just how it works. I go really deep and I love it. But I am always hesitant to share how long I practice when someone asks me that because I never want it to be discouraging. I want you to know you can get it done in 5 minutes if that works for you. And you're going to start to learn and know how much time you need in meditation a day. You're going to know where your sweet spot is and where your nervous system really unwinds and relaxes. And that's going to be your time. And that should be the time you stick with on the days that you can and that you have time for it. Okay. So I was also asked how Begin Within is going, which is a program I just started. So Begin Within is such a special program because there's nothing I love more than introducing other people to the practice or helping others stay consistent with their practice, hence the Evolve platform and app. Like that is my number one goal and purpose. It's helped me so much in my life and I want to help others. It's going really well. I absolutely love connecting on Zoom with everyone, having this small intimate group. People have been saying who are in Begin Within that it's been very helpful specifically for the accountability piece. It's on their calendar. They know I'm expecting them in the morning. They're waking up and they're tuning in with me and with the group. A follow-up question about this was also, do you plan on doing any more groups like this? And I absolutely do. I feel like since this one was very much more targeted to those that need support staying consistent or that need a nice supportive introduction into the practice, I think that there needs to be one for more of the advanced students too, those who want to go deeper and longer with a support group. So don't be surprised if that's coming soon. I'm definitely feeling the pull towards that. And it's interesting. With Evolve, I want to always cater to the beginners and bringing people to the practice, but I also want to allow the more advanced students who have been with me since I started 2019 to go even deeper, hence the longer Kriyas that you've been seeing over the past few months. So I'm always open to more ideas and hearing your feedback and what you feel you need. So keep it coming. But yes, I definitely want to do more groups. It really is so fulfilling to me and I love connecting in that way as well. Books that I'm reading. So someone recently asked, what books are you currently reading? I actually just finished Bending Reality by Victoria Song, and it was recommended to me by Tiffany, who was on the podcast. If you haven't listened to that episode, definitely check it out. One of my favorites. It was such a great book. I love reading and it awakening and reminding my soul what I know to be true at my core. And when I first started this spiritual journey, I would listen to Abraham Hicks a lot. And that's what it did. It like awakened that eternal optimist in me. And I was like, oh, wow, I resonate with what this person is saying and what Esther is channeling through Abraham. And I felt similarly about Victoria's Song. Hers is a little, I don't want to say more science-based, but she is a coach for very high performing, high worth individuals. And she wanted to find a way to take manifestation and all the things we talk about here and make it sound just more tangible, more real in the 3D realm. So it's a great book that couples all the work that we do and bringing a bit more of the science, bringing it more down to earth. I really enjoyed it. She talks a lot about the nervous system and how important it is to regulate the nervous system in order to bend reality, in order to truly create your own reality. And it reminded me of so much of why I got started in this practice, why I love it, and what we're able to accomplish through our practices. So highly recommend that. There was another book that I recently, The Alchemist. I started The Alchemist. I have not finished it, but that's another book I'm really excited to read that I feel like everyone says, oh my gosh, it's a must read. The Untethered Soul is another one that I haven't read yet, but it's in my queue, and it's something that everyone always says, like, spiritual book, must read. And one that I've read most of, but I want to go back and reread some parts of it, is The New Earth or A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Absolutely love that book. So I want to go back and reread it. Summertime also always reawakens a Palladian energy in me. So if you haven't yet read Bringers of the Dawn, one of my favorite books, and I know that I'm connected to the Pleiadian starseed family because of how much truth just comes through. It's like, yes, my soul feels so connected to the words that are being channeled in this book, as well as Family of Light. I read Bringers of the Dawn first. That one's my favorite. Family of Light is great too, but they're both by, I think her name is Mary Mackinac. I think that's her name. Or Marciniak. I'm such a visual person. I'm like shutting my eyes to see it in print. And she channels the Pleiadians, which are energies, aliens, starseeds, whatever you want to call them, multidimensional beings from the Pleiades. And it is fascinating to hear the wisdom that they hold, the perspective they hold. And it's also wild to see what they've predicted and wrote about in the 80s and how that is playing out in our world today. Highly recommend those books. Okay. Dating tips for a spiritual girly. Wow. When I dated, I was so far from in touch with my intuition, and I actually often think about this now. My dating tips would be, number one, journal. Get clear on the energy that you want to feel from a partner, what you value in a partner, and who you would like to welcome into your life. And you can get specific about maybe what they look like or what their hobbies and interests are. Personally, when I manifest, I don't get so specific. I do the opposite of what like every manifestation coach tells you to do. I want there to be so much room for the universe to align me to who or what is meant for me. So I don't want to describe it perfectly how I think it should be, because guess what? The universe has a much wider lens, a bird's eye view of so much more than we do. And I think when we leave things open-ended, we're able to be more open to receive. If I write down that this person has to have brown hair and I meet this person with red hair, I'll automatically be like, oh, nope, he's not the person I've been writing about. Nope. So I would just write down what you truly value in a partnership, what you would like in a relationship. I would practice the self-love meditation every day as a 40-day Kriya. If you've never practiced this one, just saying, my best friend literally got with her fiance. She was dating for a very long time. I made her practice this for a while. And what do you know? They're getting married this summer. But seriously, let me tell you about this meditation. It fills you up with all of the self-love that you need for yourself to give off this frequency of feeling fulfilled on your own with your self-love. It's an aura correction, a self-hypnosis, putting you in the state of giving and receiving love. And then your energy expands out, and that's what you draw in. So it's a really powerful practice. That would be the second thing I would recommend to you, practicing every day for 40 days. And then doing things that feel aligned for you. I'm a really big believer in if something doesn't feel right, then, or you're forcing it, then that might not be the way to date. For example, some people are very opposed to online dating. I think it creates a lot of opportunity, but I feel like if you feel like you're showing up there and you're already saying like, this is not the way I'm going to meet someone, then it's not the way you're going to meet someone. So do some inventory on your thoughts, how you're approaching dating, your limiting beliefs, and try your best to find the most aligned ways to connect and meet with people and follow that. But definitely take inventory on the limiting beliefs that you've been holding, the loops that you might be repeating and actually unconsciously manifesting. And then go from there. After you take inventory, be like, okay, how am I going to move forward? What are the new affirmations I'm bringing in? What are the ways I feel most aligned to meet people and put my energy out there in order to meet someone? So those would be my tips. Although, like I said, I wasn't dating when I was the spiritual girly that I am today, but I do think energy is everything and that can help. While we're on the topic of dating, we're going to get to a more spicy topic. Someone asked, it might be too personal, but how has intimacy changed for you since you got into your practice? Well, let's go there. So intimacy is a really important thing. And I think for all my life, well, let's start with Catholic school. Catholic school scared the actual shit out of me about having sex. I'll be honest, literally scare the shit out of me. They're like, you're going to either get pregnant or you're going to get a disease and that's it. And I was like, okay. So I held off for a really long time before being intimate with others. And I felt I'm actually happy. I don't regret any of that. I feel fine about my decision of having just very few people that I've been super intimate with because I'm a very sensitive person and I have a sensitive energy field. And the people that we engage with, people believe it imprints our energy fields because it's a very sacred act. So for me, how has it changed? I think it's changed in the way of coming out of this fear-based dialogue and seeing this as a space of connecting with another soul, being able to connect on a much deeper level that I only connect with Vinny on this level, of course, because I'm married and we're in a committed relationship. But I see it as really connecting on this deep, intimate, soul-based level. And for a while, like I said, it was always something that I knew was like private and intimate, but it changed from fear into a space of just absolute love and acceptance. The other thing is when you start practicing, you become more sensitive. So as you start to do breath work, you might have experiences that are almost orgasm-like, just by practicing breath work or meditation, or that feeling of ecstasy washing over you. And that, I believe, our practice can enhance our experience intimately, where we just feel more. And when we feel more, we're more sensitive and we can explore more and experience more. So I think that's also come with my practice too. Just you become more sensitive and you feel more, and you could feel into greater joy, into greater bliss, into a deeper connection. Everything just becomes a bit deeper. And it's a really beautiful thing if you're open and available to feel the depths of it. But I definitely approach it now as more of a ritual with so much more intention, and something that's to connect the both of us and make our bond stronger. Thanks for asking the juicy, fiery questions over here. Okay, another question, more sun topics, like the benefits of meditating in the sun and sun worshiping, basically. So I definitely have a tendency to worship the sun. I was thinking about this actually a lot lately because I look at the sky a lot and I analyze the sky. Ever since I was young, everything revolves around the sun. I have a grandmother, she's in her 90s now, and I just remember her laying on her blue lounge chair in her backyard, no matter what month it was. If the sun was out, she was getting the sun. She had the reflector back in the day, oiled up, all the things that we know we shouldn't do now. But that was my grandmother. And then I have my mom, who is absolutely a sun worshiper. She's Italian, 100% Italian. She gets really tan and she could just be in the sun for a second and be so dark. But I think for me, I associate the sun with summer, and I associate summer with freedom. Summer was a time where I didn't need to go to school, which I never really, when I was really young, before fourth grade, I really didn't enjoy it. I just wanted to be free and be with my family and do whatever I wanted. Aquarius moon, hello. So I think the sun has just this nostalgic, significant connection to me and my soul. But aside from that, I think that the sun absolutely awakens this higher consciousness within us. And that's why I'm a fanatic about the weather and about pollution and about the things that can be tampering or conflicting with Mother Nature's rhythm. Because from nature, from the sun, we receive light codes. And if you've meditated on the beach or in the sun before, you may have felt this. I personally experience my cells awakening in a higher state of consciousness, my light body expanding, my aura expanding. And there are so many benefits of the sun. You receive this energy of power within, positivity, clarity, connection to nature. You receive so many vitamins through the sun as well. It boosts the serotonin in our brain, helping us to be happier, feel more calm, feel more positive, even feel more focused. So I do think that there's so many benefits we can get from the sun, along with supporting our immune system, relieving pain, promoting relaxation, healing wounds, help people to feel more alert. Just overall happiness and gratitude, I believe, comes with the sun. Of course, it's in moderation. I've probably exposed my skin just a little too much to the sun, but you know what? We all have to choose what feels good to us. I eat a healthy diet. I do all the healthy things, and I'm going to make the decision of what's too much for me. And you have to do that for you too and know your limits. I do always wear I don't always. In the morning, I like to get direct sun on my skin because it's supposed to prepare your skin to defend itself later in the day from the sun. So if you get early hour sun rays on you before they become UV, like that infrared energy, early morning hours, it helps the body to prepare later on so that you don't get too burnt. But if I am out during like the main hours, I will put the Meadow and Bark Sun Shield on, or the Everybody Loves the Sun from Noise Skincare. I love her so much. I miss her so much. And I love having her products because I think about her literally every day. And they're just clean. I use them. I put them on. But I think that safe sun exposure is a really important thing for our health and for our consciousness. And the way it makes us feel when it's a sunny day out, most of us, we just feel that connection and that drive and that motivation. That to me is like my life force and my fuel. So meditating outside in nature in a little bit of sun definitely enhances the meditation experience. And if you're guided to it, try it out, see how it feels for you, and see if you feel that connection as well. I also think how we think about the sun is going to impact what we receive from the sun. When I think of the sun, I think of like my inner child who's so happy and free. But if you think of the sun and you're thinking of, well, I'm very fair skinned and I get burnt and my ancestors have had skin issues because of it, like then it might not be the same for you. And that's why everyone's experience is different. So it's all about how we approach it and our specific perspective. But that's how I feel about it. The next question I received was the effects food has on our energy. Okay, so happy that this was a question asked because I just had an episode earlier with Lauren Pompanos about food. And recently when I was away in St. Bart's, I just had this whole revelation about how I've been approaching food and how I need to make some shifts and get back to my roots. So basically, I'm a Virgo South Node and a Pisces North Node. So what that means is the Virgo aspect has been mastered in lives before this one. I came in with a lot of Virgo wisdom, and I'm moving into this Pisces energy during this lifetime, which makes perfect sense. So in this life, it's been at first it didn't make sense because I'm like, wait, why aren't I neat and OCD? I shouldn't say OCD like that because that's like a condition, but I feel like we throw that around sometimes and I want to not use that. But why aren't I neat? Why aren't I a perfectionist? I don't have those Virgo tendencies. So Alice Bell, of course, helped me to see I am very focused on the physical body. Everything that led me to spirituality started with moving my physical body, healing my physical body through food, and using food as my medicine to come into this calm and grounded space. And that's when it clicked. And I was like, wow, this does make perfect sense to have a South Node in Virgo. And now this lifetime work towards this spiritual enlightenment or whatever you want to call it that Pisces brings. So food affects our energy because it fuels our cells and it tells our cells what to create, how to develop. And then our cells make up our body. So you've heard we are what we eat before. And we get our energy, our life force from food. So if we're eating all processed foods, we're not going to be filled with this life force energy, this revitalized high energy. We're going to feel pretty dull, like it came out of a lab. It didn't come from the sun. So it's interesting. In Kundalini, we learn about the different foods that are grown and the different energy that they bring us based off of how they are developed in nature, that synergy. So there's root vegetables that grow in the ground, literally help us to feel grounded. If you are Vata, if you are an airy person, if you struggle with a lot of gas and you're full of air, it's always recommended to eat those warming, grounding root vegetables that are cooked to help ground you in. Then there's other foods like, let's say, sunflower sprouts that are literally these little shoots that before they grow into 9 feet tall sunflowers, they're these little almost like capsules of life force energy that's ready to be sprouted into such life. And when we eat that, that's the energy we get from sprouts. It's a life energy. It's that energy to grow and to expand and to evolve. So food absolutely affects our frequency and our vibration. with that, I think it's very important, again, like I said with the sun, it's your thought process around the food too. If you're eating something and you're like, I shouldn't be eating this, I'm going to feel like crap after eating this, then yes, you are. But if you're eating something and you're eating it with so much intention, even if it's like something processed, I like chips sometimes, like those, oh my God, what are they called? There's like these Pringles, like these healthy Pringles now. They come in like a Pringle cylinder and they're called like good something, I think. You know what I'm talking about? They're so good. The jalapeno flavor is my favorite. So as I'm eating this, I'm like, I'm not thinking about how crappy it is for me. I'm like, okay, 80-20, 90-10, whatever the ratio is. I want to enjoy the sweetness of life too. I want to enjoy the little, I don't want to call it a cheat, but the things in life that aren't the best, I want to enjoy it with the best intention so it processes better in my body. But leaving that to be a small ratio of your diet and filling your diet with all of the light. You want to eat life because you want to feel full of life. So right now I'm actually doing the Sakara Burn program. It's incredible. If you guys want to try one of their programs, you could use my code. It's Erica P Sakara. It changed. It used to be XO Erica P. Now it's Erica P Sakara. And I think you get 20% off your first program. And I'm doing the burn one. It comes with an amazing smoothie I just finished. It's 25 grams of plant-based protein, and it actually tastes good. Does not taste bad at all. It has like spirulina in it. They're plant-based protein, some milked nuts. And then from there, they provide a lunch, which is so plant forward, and a dinner as well. Tonight, I'm having like a teriyaki bowl, and I'm actually going to be adding some of my own salmon to it to try to bring in some more protein, just because that's something I'm trying to work on lately. But their energy, the energy of that company is so pure and so filled with life. And their food then is infused with that energy, and it's organic. So it's not just about like it being organic and it being healthy. It's also the energy that food is prepared and cooked in. And I feel so passionate about Sakara. The energy behind it, but also the quality and content of their food is incredible. So I'm really excited to enjoy that. And that's like, if you're having a difficult time getting in the life force energy, if you're having difficulty bringing in new types of fruits and vegetables to eat, you could try something like that and see if that helps support you to get in just a diversity of different minerals and nutrients. But as I learned in the conversation with Lauren about hormones, we want diversity and we want mineral rich foods and a mineral rich diet. And that's going to help us to have happy hormones, a happy body, a happy digestive system, and hopefully a happy and healthy life. The other thing is, I notice first thing in the morning, I'm very particular about what I eat. Like, I personally know that I can't start my day with something that's very carb focused other than fruits. I guess fruits are a carb, but any like processed carbs or even oatmeal, I get very hungry after that. It's just not sustainable for me. And I see how foods work with my body and what works best for me. So explore and be open to how certain foods are affecting your energy, and start to see what works best for you. Start to take inventory on what works best for you and helps you to feel your best, most connected, elevated self, and then move from there and go from there. And sometimes it's about listening to the podcast and hearing the information and learning. And then other times it's about, okay, I know all this information. Now, what do I know based off of how I've lived, based off decisions I've made that works for me, and finding that perfect blend. But food is a really big piece. When I went away to St. Bart's, I ate such amazing and delicious food. And I made a promise to myself to come back and eat with more intention and prepare food with more intention. The way we present our food is energy as well. I actually follow, I think her name's Savan. She is the one, I think she created like Tan Lux. I follow her, and she created this bowl of fruit, and it was basically like clementines and kiwis, and she made this tropical scene with all of this fruit for her children. So when they look at it, they're seeing like palm trees and a beach. And I think there were like some fun sea creatures and animals. And like you're looking at this and you're generating so much joy just by looking at your food. And then when you're eating it, you're feeling happy because you're eating a palm tree. And I'm not saying go home and make yourself a plate that has this beautiful scene on it, but it reminded me how much our presentation of food is also part of our digestive process. When we could look at something and say, wow, this is so beautiful. I feel so abundant that I'm able to consume and eat this. And that's honestly how I feel when I have Sakara meals because they're so beautiful. They're so vibrant, all the colors. And I think that's a really big piece of it. And after being in St. Bart's, that was a promise I made to myself. When I come back, I'm going to really value the presentation of food and just being more mindful and intuitive and intentional as I eat, less about convenience and more about intention. Because with every good thing, we sacrifice something. So like, yes, we get convenience in some ways, but what sacrifice? The freshness, the life force energy, maybe the presentation, and just making more of a ritual around food is something that's just been top of mind. The last question that I received was all about manifestation and what I believe manifestation is and my top suggestions when trying to manifest something. So I believe that our thoughts have power. When we meditate, our thoughts have more power and projection. So it's like a signal that's sent out. If we don't meditate, okay, the signal's sent out. But if we do meditate, that signal is shot out at a further distance. And the signal and energy that we're sending out becomes matches for things. And when we have a strong practice, the projection of the thought is stronger. It's able to reach a wider cast and be able to send out that signal to draw things back more easily and more quickly. So your thoughts are everything. Your energy is everything in manifestation. And my tip for manifestation, number one, I have an incredible audio meditation. This is literally the sequence in which I manifested so much in my life. I would use this script, do it every single day. It's something I came up with. And it's basically focusing on gratitude, all the things you're grateful for, and then setting intention and feeling as if you are receiving that intention. And there's also another journaling meditation. I think it's a quantum manifestation meditation, quantum leaping. So living, sitting, visualizing all that you want as if it's already yours. And that is such a powerful practice. I actually just had a friend message me about how she might be buying a company and she manifested this whole experience and opportunity through quantum leaping and the quantum meditation. So that would be my suggestion for manifestation in addition to a daily practice. Soba Kriya is another Kriya, Invoke the Wealth of the Universe on the app. That is amazing for manifestation. Anytime you want to pull something in, I always love to generate like this really excited energy and then practice that as I bring that forward and bring it in. And surrounding yourself with high frequency energy, feeling really good, doing all the things that help you to feel joy and feel good. And that's going to also amplify your manifestation energy and be able to bring things towards you. Because when you feel good, you attract more things to feel good about and to feel grateful for. And when you're doing it with a grateful heart, more things truly come to you. So those are all the questions for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this Q&A. Look out anytime I put up a sticker. I would love to answer any of your questions that you have. And as you can tell from today's questions, nothing's off topics. We're going deep. We're going juicy over here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It means the world to me. Any topic suggestions you would like the episodes around, please DM me. Let's chat. I love getting inspired by whatever it is you're looking for and what you're feeling. And if you're inspired by this conversation and you like to share with a friend, please feel free to share. It helps us with the algorithm. It helps us to reach more people that like to chat about the things that we like to chat about. And a rate and a review also helps us so much here. So if you enjoyed this, I would love to see a rating and review from you. I love reading them. They always blow me away. And I just send you the biggest, deepest hug. So thank you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.